2020 has not been a good year for pro wrestling, and I don't think there's anybody that could really convince me otherwise. I don't care if you're a fan of New Japan, AEW, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Impact, ROH. It doesn't matter. You just simply can't convince me. And it sucks because as pro wrestling has slowed down due to the pandemic, so have all of the pro wrestling dirt sheets, the YouTubers, everything, right? Like everybody's slowing down. They're seeing it in their numbers. They're seeing it in the engagement. And I think it correlates to what's really happening here. When you look at WWE and AEW and all of these ratings, people just simply don't give a shit anymore. And honestly, I think that's a result of WWE not giving a shit. Let's talk about Retribution. Retribution should have been a very, very big deal from the start. In fact, it was actually pretty cool getting some of these disruptions and whatever you want to call it, but then it went on for too long. It's kind of like the Eric Rowan in the birdcage, whatever it was, it was just like a spider in the cage. It took months and months and months for it to pretty much be dropped. And I have a feeling WWE is doing the same exact thing here with Retribution. Now, here's the problem. When it comes to WWE, they have some good storylines. But for every one or two good storylines that they come up with, they have about 20 or 30 bad ones. And I have a feeling Retribution is no longer going to be a thing after Survivor Series. It's a pretty bold prediction, but if you really think about it, I don't think WWE really had plans with Retribution. I think it was apparent that they kept changing up the different members. And then, of course, we got the name reveal of each member, and that just simply didn't make sense. It sucks because when you look at everybody in this group, every single person should be a big deal in WWE, but of course, when you leave NXT and go onto the main roster, there's probably like a 95% chance that you're just simply not going to be anything special. And trust me when I tell you guys this, if you look at what's happening with Keith Lee, that's probably another good example. WWE kind of wants to do something with him, just like they kind of want to do something with Retribution, but they just simply don't know how. And this is normal because in WWE, historically, this seems to be a major problem. Adam Rose, there's just so many that you can talk about, but I don't even want to get into that. At the end of the day, WWE has a major problem, and there's a lot of reports and a lot of rumors that suggest that WWE could be done with the Retribution faction. I don't even feel like it really started. In fact, what I feel like what we got from WWE was just several months of absolutely terrible writing, inconsistency, and quite honestly, I think WWE just never gave a shit, so they just kind of put it on TV and saw maybe some sort of potential. But what really bothers me here is there is a lot of potential with the group. The execution has just been absolutely terrible. So when there's rumors that suggest that WWE is done with Retribution, it makes sense. It does make sense. And I think after Survivor Series, it can absolutely happen. The problem is now I feel like you're hurting Mustafa Ali yet once again. And I think you are absolutely hurting some of these guys from NXT because at the end of the day, you can't ignore the real world, right? If Dijakovic goes back to NXT and he's not in his little face paint or whatever, I think everybody's going to know that Retribution was a failure. And I think WWE doesn't mind showcasing these failures on television. But what the problem is here is WWE should try maybe a little bit harder so there isn't any failures here. See, the problem is Retribution was nothing like The Shield. It was nothing like Nexus. It's another heel group, but there was nothing cool about them. There was nothing that really made them different. And I'm not saying it's easy to come up with a storyline, but I'm also saying that it shouldn't be too difficult to put these guys in a situation where things just make sense. And what I mean by that is, what is their purpose? Their purpose was to screw over SmackDown and Raw. WWE also has NXT. Why didn't they take down NXT? Is it because they came from NXT? So is this an NXT invasion angle? No, we didn't get any answers for that. And then why did they get drafted to Raw? Well, before they even got drafted, they got WWE contracts. Who gave them those contracts? There's no authority figures. It just simply doesn't make sense. But again, WWE doesn't care. They're going to insult your intelligence either way. And for everybody that's on social media talking about this is a ripoff of Dark Order, it's absolutely not a ripoff of Dark Order, and there's no resemblance between the two. And to AEW's credit, Dark Order fucking sucked in the beginning. But it definitely turned out to be pretty sweet as time went on. Sometimes it's pretty cringe, but it's still good at times. The thing is, Retribution has never done anything like that. So WWE's in a situation where they have a group that honestly just isn't working, and it's because WWE simply never cared, things never made sense, and we're supposed to believe that WWE cares about this group. They don't care about winning, they don't care about losing, they just care about hurting their opponents. That just sounds super silly in 2020. But that's kind of like what WWE is. What's the incentive to win Survivor Series? Why should any of their wrestlers give a shit about their brand? Why does brand supremacy matter? It doesn't. Wins and losses don't matter. The championship belts don't matter. And now, Retribution existing simply doesn't matter. It's a huge problem in pro wrestling. Quite honestly, I don't know what to expect, but I do want to talk more about this kind of stuff in the future as time goes on. It sucks because I love seeing that Mustafa Ali was revealed as the leader, but quite honestly, WWE didn't give a shit about that either. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think WWE is really pulling the plug on Retribution? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.